Does your website need more traffic? Well, visit overflowcafe.com today. They make websites popular, and over 41,000 people use their service to gain more customers. They are winning our business. What about you? Visit overflowcafe.com today.
Hi, this is your girl T with Rockafellas Barbershop, located at 1733 Babcock in San Antonio, Texas. Whether you're looking for a haircut, a shave, braids, dreads, weaves, color, we do it all here at Rockafellas. You can hit me up at 210-884-9046. That's for call or text. And on Facebook and Instagram at Takesha Williams. That's TAKESHIA Williams. And you're listening to us now on I Am Refocused podcast on iHeartradio.
You are listening to I Am Refocused podcast with your host, Shemaya Reed. This podcast is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. Now, let's tune into today's podcast.
Today, guys, we have a special guest. And just before we get right to her, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Top of the list, you guys know who he is. He's Rico Rodriguez. Every single Thursday at the Rockafellas Barbershop, we go live and we record for iHeartradio. And also we have Miss Kim of River City Donuts and David McClinton of All Sports Speed and Conditioning. And we also have D.W. Brooks Funeral Home. And last but not least, we have overflowcafe.com. If you need some website traffic for your business, that is the place to go. And guess what, guys? They got over 41,000 people, business owners, who are using their services. So I suggest you go get yourself some traffic. So without further ado, today we have a movie star, actress, Miss Nicole Garrabrant. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So just before we get right into the movie that's coming out pretty soon, tell us about yourself.
So I come from Peoria, Illinois, which is a smaller city in Illinois, and I moved out here about 3 years ago to pursue acting. So I have been working on a lot of independent projects, digital commercials and whatnot. And now I have this feature film coming out next week.
And this feature film that you have coming out is called One Star Rider, correct?
Correct, it is.
So what is your character like in this film?
So I play a woman who gets picked up by an Uber Lyft driver. And he's a seemingly normal guy who doesn't know what he's in for the evening. I play kind of a strange woman. You can tell she has some internal struggles and a lot of mood swings, and she's very mysterious. We don't really know what her deal is. And so they end up going on a crazy adventure together over the course of one night in Los Angeles.
Wow. So this is going to be one of those, like, man, what's going to happen next?
Exactly. You'll be on the edge of your seat.
And prior to this movie, how did you find out about this role?
Well, I had actually worked with the director, Lackpathy. He made a web series called Rideshare Chronicles, which is also about Uber Lyft drivers and the different people they encounter. And each episode is like a standalone episode, and it's just like a different, like, crazy little scenario. And so I was actually casted for that, along with my co-star Eddie Lee. And so Lackpathy decided to write a whole feature film based on the same concept of Uber Lyft drivers and, you know, what they go through on their day-to-day basis. And so he actually recruited Eddie and I to be in the feature film. And so it was really cool to have Lackpathy trust us in that way to take on these characters. And so, you know, I thank him for that for sure. it was a really great experience. So.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, as a young movie actress, what's some of the early beginnings of you working on your craft? When did you get interested in being an actress?
Well, funny story, I actually earned a degree in chemistry before I moved out to LA. You know, I didn't always want to be an actress. So it was about maybe about 4 or 5 years ago that I actually wanted to take it seriously. I realized, you know, acting was my dream instead of science. And so I moved out to LA and I went to the John Ruskin School of Acting. It's a 2-year conservatory program. So I went through that program, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. And now that I've graduated from it, you know, I just have been hitting the ground running, just going to as many auditions as possible and just constantly trying to learn from other actors too, because, you know, you never stop learning. So just been hustling ever since.
That's awesome. Did you have a favorite actress that inspired you?
I have a couple actresses. I can't pick just one. I know this seems like the obvious answer, but I love Meryl Streep. I think she's so talented because she commits herself to the role so much. But I mean, she's like the greatest of all time. So isn't that everybody's answer? I also really love Rachel McAdams, though, because I think she's just so, she also immerses herself in her roles, and she's very versatile. And I like that. I like being able to, I want to be able to play many different kinds of characters. So I definitely look up to those two women for sure.
What's some of the things that you have to do on a daily basis, you know, outside of memorizing lines or anything? But take us through the process, you know, when you're on the set and you're working with the director and the cast. Mm-hmm. Tell us, how's that process?
Yeah, well, definitely the first thing is to be prepared. Like, you know, like you said, like memorizing lines and everything. I think another thing that's very important is to be relaxed. You know, half of being able to fall into your character is the ability to relax, because it's, you know, if you're all uptight, you can't just let yourself fall into the world that you're supposed to be in. So definitely be prepared, be relaxed. And I think it's really important to just have fun. Like this is our passion as actors, you know, and we do it because it makes us happy. And so I think you definitely have to just let yourself let loose and have fun, and you know, it'll come out great.
And to be honest, I did Google your name, so I found your YouTube videos, and I watched every one. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a stalker, but I'm just being real. Like you kept me like very interested, and it was very, very cool watching you act on your YouTube videos. Was all this kind of stuff you did prior to getting your recent roles, or were you just kind of some collections and you decided, let's get on YouTube?
Some of the things on YouTube were from projects that I was casted in, and some of them are just things that I've recorded with another actor friend of mine. You know, some of them are for auditions, like self-taped auditions, and but you know what? Nowadays, it's not hard to just, you know, get your own camera and put whatever you want online. Like, I think the internet is a great platform, and you know, as I said, that's how I got involved with this current film, is because Lackpathy, our director, made a web series, and which is really cool for him to just take on, you know, his own project like that and just put it out there. So yeah, I think it's important to be able to make your own content and, you know, just put whatever you have out there. Just showcase your talent, you know.
What's your favorite part of acting?
I think my favorite part of acting is just being able to be someone else. Not that I'm not enjoying my own life, but I think it's just fun playing make-believe and using your imagination, which is something that I think we don't need to use as much as now that we're adults. When I was a kid, I used to play, I used to use my imagination all the time. And as I grew up, I found myself not needing to use my imagination as much. And so now that I'm acting, I think, it's important to be able to use that part of your brain again and, keep up that creativity. So yeah, just being in someone else's life, being in someone else's shoes, it's so much fun for me.
And I love this show because I get to dig in deeper on everybody. So what's some of the things you really love as far as like watching TV? What's your favorite TV show and why?
Oh my gosh, that's one of the hardest questions that I've ever been asked. I do watch a lot of TV, so it's hard for me to narrow it down. I think my favorite drama show is Breaking Bad, because it's relatable in a way where this normal middle-aged guy is faced with a problem, but is not relatable in the fact that he, takes on the whole drug world. And so I think that's cool to be able to go on a ride with the characters like that, something that you know nothing about, and it's just crazy, just a normal guy trying to make it in this world that is not his. And I think that was really cool. My favorite sitcom of all time is 30 Rock, Tina Fey's 30 Rock. I think it's hilarious. It's genius. I literally watch it over and over again. Like when I'm sad, I watch 30 Rock. When I'm happy, I watch 30 Rock, so I think she's great.
And when it comes to your friends, I remember you saying that your friends will help you out. Mm-hmm. Are a lot of them doing what you're doing right now as far as in movies, or they're kind of like, still working on their craft and everything like that?
I think a lot of them are in different places right now. Some of them are still training, and some of them are in, some independent feature films or short films, commercials. We're just all at different levels, and that's okay, because I think it's important for actors to support each other, and someone with more experience could, give me advice and help me out, or vice versa. If someone was to ever come to me, I would absolutely give them the advice from my experience. But I think it's really important to support each other. It's a competitive world, but if we lift each other up, I think it's just better in the long run.
And when it comes to that, leads to this question. What advice would you give to someone who doesn't know anything about being an actor? What's the first thing they need to know before they just jump right into it?
They need to know that they're going to be in it for the long haul. Like, this is not an easy industry, and it doesn't happen overnight for most people. Some people get lucky, they get a big break, they get discovered, and that's great. But it does not happen like that for the majority of us. So I think perseverance and patience is very, very important. But you also have to know that you're going to be putting in a lot of hard work. And honestly, it never gets easier. There's a lot of movie stars that are so worried where their next job is going to come from. The hustle never stops. Hard work and perseverance are probably the top two things.
That's awesome. Did you always have that kind of mindset, or was it something you had to develop on the way? I've always had a good work ethic, I think. I'm from the Midwest, so it's kind of embedded in us anyway. But I found that since I found my passion in acting, it's something that I wanted to put hard work into.
So that's why I don't really have a problem with working hard for this, because it's something that I love. And as far as the perseverance, like, it's something that all of my acting teachers have told me. Like, people wait 20 years before their big break. And so I just knew, like, this is it for me. This is my passion. So I'll wait as long as it takes to become successful, whatever your definition of successful is.
And I saw your profile picture. I like action movies and action shows. So I was like, man, I could see her on 24 or Prison Break, or shoot, if it was like a fun adventure, movie, Fast and Furious, definitely. What are in the future? If you could act in a movie and collab with any director or actor or actress, who would they be? If it was your dream job. And they was going to call you tomorrow.
I really love Martin Scorsese as a director. And I just love the movies he puts out. I think the dream team for me would be a Martin Scorsese film with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's probably like the number one. But I also really like Michael Shannon. I think he's so good, and like when he plays a villain, he's terrifying. But when he plays a good guy, it's like you want to be on his team. So I think he's another actor that I really admire that I would love to work with.
Oh, that's awesome. So, let's get back a little bit to this one-star writer. Mm-hmm. How can people see this? When's the premiere going to be?
So we're having our premiere next Friday, March 23rd. Mm-hmm. We're going to be premiering it at the North Hollywood Cinefest up at the Laemmle Theater in North Hollywood. Tickets available at thelemley.com. And so we are premiering at 10:30. There's going to be a red carpet and everything, so anyone is invited. And then somewhere down the line, I believe we're going to be on a digital platform. I'm pretty sure right now it's going to be on Hulu, as far as I know.
That is awesome. Are you going to invite all your friends to come to, or is it like a VIP only?
Well, all my friends are VIPs.
Okay, there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to invite as many people that will come.
How's your parents feel about all this success?
They love it. My parents have been very, very supportive, especially, when I told them I wanted to go from chemistry to acting. I think I really threw them for a loop and may have shocked them and may have taken them a little while to let it sink in, but they've been really, really supportive. I'm very fortunate to have a supportive family, because not every actor does have a supportive family. So I'm very fortunate.
What category would you be less interested in, or would you be interested in all categories as far as styles in the movie industry?
As far as being in them?
Mm-hmm, like comedy and true life stories,
I think, I don't know how I would do in horror films. I'm not a screamer. So
maybe you're part two.
Yeah. I think I'd be scared on set too. Like I can't watch horror movies very well. They're very stressful for me. I get very scared. And then my imagination runs wild afterwards, sleep with the lights on type of scared. So I think the whole thing would just freak me out. I don't know if that'd be the right genre for me, but I'll try anything once, I guess.
And when it comes into, you being an actress, what's some of your goals that you have for the future, the near future, like say the next 3-6 months from now?
In the next 3 to 6 months, I want to get represented by agents. I am currently unrepresented, so I would like to get an agent. I think is probably my number one thing right now. And And I think a goal all the time is just to keep booking more projects. So I want to be working on something for sure.
And when it comes to the grind, what do you feel is the most important thing as an actress? Is it remembering your lines? I think that's pretty important. But I'm an amateur. I don't know anything about acting. That's why I'm interviewing you. Is it remembering the lines? Is it getting to the emotional part of the character? You know, what was some of the things you feel is the most key for your success?
I think, although all those things are important, I think probably the number one thing is to know what you're doing. What is your goal in the scene? Or like if you're in an audition, figure out what it all means. Like what is the point and purpose of this character being here right now? And so if you know their intention and what they're doing, then the words are just, they assist you in the scene, but it's all about the doing part of it. So I think it's easier to fall into things and make it seem like you fit more for that character when you know what they're doing.
Are we going to see a lot more YouTube content from you? I guess you got a fan.
Yeah, actually. So I mentioned how our director, Lakpathy, had made that web series, the Rideshare Chronicles, season 1. We are actually going to be shooting a season 2 eventually.
Awesome.
Sometime this year. And so I'm hoping to get the whole cast back and into it, because that was one of the most fun projects I've ever been on. It was a lot of fun to film. And the stories are cool too. Lakpathy's a really good writer, and you know, so I think we were all pretty happy with how they all turned out. So season 2 is coming, and that will be on YouTube and Facebook as well. You think you might be able to arrange a autographed poster, maybe? Oh, good idea. I'll see what I can do. That'll be real cool. Now, when it comes to you navigating through this career, I know you want some awards, right? That's the ultimate goal. What do you like more, getting awards or just getting the chance to work with the director? Well, I know that winning awards would feel really, really good to be recognized by your peers, but I don't think it's the most important. You know, I'd rather have great opportunities with great directors because, you know, in the long run, yeah, making money from what you love doing is great and getting recognition for it is as well. But I'm here for the creativity and for the art of it and to have fun with it and to follow my passion. And so, yeah, like money and awards, they're great. Absolutely. Like I would be thrilled if I ever won an Oscar, you know, of course. But yeah, I think just working with different, because every director is different, you know, has different visions. And so I think that's really cool to me. That was an excellent answer. Thank you. Answer. Because in other words, she's saying the bigger picture. As long as you were passionate about it, then that's all that matters, because all the other success will end up following you on that journey. Man, exactly. Man, that's what's up. Now, we talked about your earlier days. We talked about the movie that you're about to be on. And can you mention the movie one time for the audience? Yeah, movie is One Star Writer. So it's about a regular Uber Lyft driver who's actually trying to be a comedian, and he picks up this woman who ends up taking him on a crazy adventure. Now, getting back to the film industry, what's some of the things that catches your eye into today's world and current times? I think authenticity is a big thing. I've noticed recently that films are they're starting to reflect more of the ugly parts of life. I think a great example of this is the movie Lady Bird. that movie was so relatable to me as a woman because, you know, as like a teenager, you don't always get along with your mother. And I think the way that they portrayed that in the film was just so real and authentic and relatable. And it was not pretty. It's ugly. And I think that's cool that we're able to portray those parts of life on screen.
And you did mention this earlier part of the show. I'm going to ask you the question. What does success mean for you, Nicole Garrabrant?
To me, success is, I would love to make a living off of acting and, you know, just being able to be here and doing what I love. I think that is successful. You know, I would love to have $1 million in a big house in the hills one day, but as long as I'm just able to support myself financially off of what I love doing, then that's success to me. And being able to do that authentically and, you know, still being myself in my own life and in my acting, I think that is success.
And we do know that this time of year is March Madness, but we already have some kind of madness going on. It's all about one star writer. And we have Nicole Garrabrant, the guest of this show, and she's telling us all about this movie and about her life and her journey on this process of being a film actress. I know I asked you what's your favorite part of acting, but I'm going to ask you this question. What's some of the things that you always just get excited about as far as when you're on the set and it's time for lights, camera, action? Do you ever get butterflies, or it's just, man, I'm in the game, I'm in the zone?
You know, sometimes I do get butterflies. I think one thing that kind of triggers that is not the people, it's the camera itself. Because to me, it kind of feels like the camera's alive, like it's the one watching you and it sees everything. So sometimes when I come on set and I see that camera all set up and ready, staring at me in the face, and I'm looking back at it, it's like, ooh, a little jolts of butterflies, you know. But that's also an exciting kind of butterflies, you know. I know I'm about to like do my thing. So I do get a little nervous, but excitement is definitely mixed in with that for sure.
This is a random question, but it just popped in my head, so I'm gonna just go with the flow. If you can have any place to live as an actress, where would you want to live?
That is a good question.
I just flowed with it.
I mean, it's so hard not to say Los Angeles because there's so many opportunities here and it's a great city anyway. But you know what? I think a place like New York or London would be a really great place to live as well. You know, there's just so much going on. I'd rather be somewhere with like a lot of excitement, a lot of things going on, you know. So places like LA or New York definitely have that for me.
Well, are you on social media outside of Facebook? You have YouTube. You have a website and Twitter and stuff?
I do. I have an Instagram and a Facebook. I also have a Twitter. You can find me at Nicole Garrabrant. Just search for my name on any of those, and I should pop up.
That's awesome. So in wrapping this up, we got about 2 more minutes. Is there anything that I have not asked you that you are dying to tell the audience on iHeartradio?
You know what? I just want to say that I really enjoyed working on this film, and I feel very fortunate. And I thank not only our director, Lackpathy, but the crew as well. We had an amazing crew and cast. I really enjoyed working with the other actors. Eddie Lee, my co-star, is great. And and our director of photography as well, Ona Izard, is brilliant. And, our audio guy, Anthony, they're all just really great. And it was a small crew, and it was just so comforting to have them there. And it was just a great experience all around. And I think people really enjoy this film because we had a fun time making it. And, it's a thriller. There's some twists and turns, but it's also relatable because it's about an Uber Lyft driver. And how many people do you know drive Uber and Lyft? So it's very, very relatable in that way as well.
And speaking of relatable, you are definitely relatable to the listener audience. Anything you want to say, like maybe shout outs to anybody in particular, like friends and family?
Yeah, I would love to make a shout out to my family back in Illinois and my friends, because they've been so supportive for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I just thank them for supporting me every step of the way, and thank them for their excitement for me. It feels good to have a good team of people behind you, for sure.
That is awesome, Nicole. Once again, you all, this is Nicole Garrabrant. You need to follow what she's doing, because one of these days she's going to be doing something really, really, really major. And of course, one-star writer is major. But I want you guys definitely find her on social media. Definitely support her. And you know what, Nicole?
What's that?
I want that autograph poster.
We'll get you one for sure.
Awesome. Well, you all, just like I always say on every show, never want to close it without saying this last sentence. Keep God first, stay focused, and peace.